Bread and salt. This tradition was very popular. When important guests arrived to the house, the owner of the house baked bread. It was normally a big bread of round shape. Then it was put on a tray. The tray was covered with our typical Belarusian towel that was normally in white color with red embroidery on them. Then the bread was put on the top of it, and on the top of the bread a small container with salt was put. And people, when they arrived to the house, they took a piece of bread with their hands and then they dipped it into salt and ate it, thus receiving the hospitality of the owner of the house. Why bread and salt were used for this tradition, for this ceremony? Why not potatoes or apples or honey? It's because bread has always been considered to be the most important food product of our people. And it is still very important for our people. Our people eat bread for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then there is even a proverb that the bread is the head to everything. Salt, talking about salt, nowadays we produce salt, but in old times salt was imported, and so it was very, very expensive. And at the times when we were part of the Russian Empire, there was even a very high salt tax that made this commodity even more expensive. So the idea of this ceremony is that the owner of the house gave the best products he had in his house to his dear guests, showing his hospitality. In modern times, bread and salt tradition is not observed anymore in our everyday life, but when we receive official delegations from other countries, normally this tradition is followed, and they're usually met by young girls dressed in our typical white garments with red embroidery, and they bring bread and salt to the dear guests, dear delegates. And then sometimes when people get married, if they want to have a traditional wedding, they follow this tradition, this bread and salt tradition. After the wedding ceremony, a newlywed couple goes to the house where they are going to live. Most often it's the house of the groom, of the boy, and the groom's mother meets the couple with bread and salt. And newlyweds, they have to take pieces of bread, dip them into salt, and then they have to treat each other. And the idea of this tradition is that the family, if they keep to this tradition, the family will be very friendly, very strong, and they will take care about each other in their family life. And then dinner that you're going to have this evening, it reflects our typical cuisine, typical Belarusian cuisine, the dishes that we normally eat. Our people eat for the first course, eat soups, different kinds of soups, for lunch and for dinner as well. We have many types of vegetable soups, like cabbage soup or beetroot soup is very popular. It is called the borscht of red color. And sometimes people eat this soup with meat, sometimes without meat, just vegetable type of soup. And our people, when they eat this borscht or other types of soups, they add special cream. It's called smetana in Russian. It's kind of sour cream. But of course we understand that tastes differ, and very often foreign guests don't like the taste of this sour cream. Some of them really enjoy it, but not all of them like it. That's why today, this evening, you're going to have a beetroot soup, and then you're going to have the sour cream, but it will be placed in a separate container. It will be also on your table, so you can taste it. If you like it, you can add it to your soup. If you don't like it, you can eat your soup without it.